Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Dean, and this is 5 life-changing minutes. Excuse me, I'm broadcasting this from my living room couch, and you'll hear doors slam, and you'll hear people come in, and you might even hear phones ring, and so please don't worry. It's a very informal atmosphere here. My name is Pastor Dean Pepin from Healing Hands of Jesus Ministries. And I don't usually do live shows, but God impressed me to do this one, because actually I guess we're going to go over 5 minutes, and I wanted to talk to something that is bothering people. I was at a wedding over the weekend. I had to perform a wedding for this beautiful couple. And while I was at the wedding, I met somebody that I've known for almost 7 years. She completely ignored me. She came to the table where I was sitting after the ceremony, and not only did she not say hello to me, she avoided me and was showing pictures of her children to everybody at the table except me. And I said to myself, how rude can you be? That's her trademark. For 7 years I've known her, and she hardly says a word unless she needs something from me. She's kind of arrogant, if you really want to know the truth. Well, how do you react when someone is rude to you? I had a lady last night talked to me on the telephone. She was hurt deeply, because she had been treated rudely by some neighbors. How do you react when someone's rude to you? Do you return evil for evil? My natural instinct is to get back at that lady for being so rude to me at the wedding. Be just as rude to her as she was to me. Instead, I met her the following day, and in an impromptu circumstance, and I said, "Hi, how are you?" I don't know if that embarrassed her, but I returned love for rudeness. But you know what? My natural tendency is to use my sharp tongue, and I've got one. There's a story. I was reading a devotional by Jeff Shreve, Schreve. Look him up on the internet, Pastor Jeff Shreve. And he told a story of, I've heard this before, but Sir Winston Churchill, he had a reputation for having a sharp tongue. And he had an enemy by the name of Lady Astor. And Lady Astor said to Sir Winston, she says, "Sir Winston, if you were my husband, I would put arsenic in your tea." And Churchill replied to her, "And Lady Astor, if I were your husband, I would gladly drink it." And that's a classic example of having a sharp tongue and one-upsmanship. And actually, though, even though I get a laugh out of it, it's evil for evil, and that's not what God wants. He wants us to stop that cycle of evil. He wants us to stop that insult, that cycle of insulting people. The Lord tells us, and you know what, folks? You're never going to have peace in this world if you do not have the Lord in your life and follow His words. Never. You can have all the money you want. You might turn me off right now, but I guarantee you that you will never have a joyful life, especially when you get older, if you don't have the Lord in your life. But, excuse me, the Lord tells us that we are to give a blessing Even when someone insults us, it says in Romans 12:21, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. In Proverbs 15:1, it says, truly, a gentle answer turns away wrath. Proverbs 15:1. Well, when you're kind-hearted, you respond to people by cutting them some slack, and you kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. See, remember, rude, mean people are that way for a reason. It's like the lion who has a thorn in his paw. Mean, angry folks, mean, angry people have a deep hurt in their lives. That's why they're mean. That's why they're cruel. That's why they're argumentative. That's why they hurt with their words. Kindness always tries to see things from the other person's perspective. Kindness always responds with patience and with gentleness and understanding. Now, I get to see people in their home situations. I get to see people, I counsel people who have marital difficulties. Let me just take a sip of coffee here. Excuse me. Let's be honest. I'm sorry for this persistent cough. Let's be honest, many homes are filled with insults. I can remember when I was a kid, brothers and sisters used to insult each other. And I was one of them. And I see for myself in some homes, spouses so often, women, men who are supposed to be committed to love their spouses. They often come off as mean and cutting to each other. And what happened to home, sweet home? Listen, the good news is this: you can change your atmosphere. That's the good news about the gospel of Jesus Christ. Whatever is bad, you can change to good. You can change it in your home. You can change it in your atmosphere by keeping your tongue from insults and giving a blessing instead. Remember, when Jesus was dying on the cross and he was being laughed and ridiculed and reviled, he did not revile in return. What he did was he prayed for those people who crucified him. His response of blessing for curses surprised the crowd. In fact, a Roman centurion who was overseeing his death was so moved by the response that Jesus gave the people who were taunting him that he said, truly, this is the Son of God. Wow. With all those you come in contact with today, with everybody you come in contact, all the bums who want to insult you, make a special point of giving them a blessing. Compliment them on something they do well. Encourage them in their daily life. If they criticize you, learn from it. Let it roll off your back if it's unnecessary. Bless that person who was mean to you today. You know what? I'll tell you something, my friend. You're going to be amazed at how God will work when you do things His way. You will be amazed. You're listening to a man who's had 72 years of experience. I have found that God's way always works. Always. I happen to love you. I don't know who you are, but I happen to love you. And I'm going to come on Spreaker and speak like this more often live. So why don't you just make me a favorite and subscribe. I hope you can subscribe to this. I have to look at the specifics, but I'm pretty sure you can subscribe to this. I want to get some basic Bible principles into you. I love to teach the Bible basics, and unfortunately, so many people need to know the Bible basics, and they don't know them, and the reason they don't know them is because they don't go to church, and some of them can't go to church because they have to work on Sunday, which I think is a crime, but that's besides the point in a discussion for some other day. But I will teach you the Bible basics. I'll teach you I will. You don't have to feel like a dummy. Some people are afraid to ask basic Bible questions. I'd be more than happy to answer basic Bible questions. We'll be talking about basic Bible principles on the program. Subscribe to me so that you know when I'm here. I sometimes will get on the microphone at midnight. My name is Pastor Dean Pepin, P-E-P-I-N, born August 23rd, 19... I'm an old poop, but I feel young because Jesus Christ is inside of me. So I'm going to let you go now. Please write to me on Facebook, Dean Pepin, P-E-P-I-N, and write to me. Criticize me if you want to. I don't care. I just want to say I love you, I love you, I love you, and I'll talk to you very shortly. Bye-bye. This is Pastor Dean.